Listen to this. This is interesting. What do you think about this, Dibs? Here are the quotes from the locker room. This is right after the game from Kuminga. Quote, "It's tricky. Since I've been here, we don't have just 5 guys that we know that they're supposed to be on the floor whenever it's closing time. It's a little, I don't know how to say it, it's a little weird. I've been here for 3 years now. I'm used to it. I'm never surprised when I see a lineup change at the end of the game or even in the game. It's a culture thing." All right? That's one quote. Next one, quote, "I'm very proud of myself. I've come so far and I still have a lot of things to accomplish. This is just the beginning of the journey where things are just changing. Hopefully it changes even more." Now,
his words versus the words that are connected to his camp are markedly different.
Absolutely.
Those words are the words from a man who is maturing, is poised, who understands the complexity of an NBA situation, and they don't sound to me at all frustrated, his words.
No. And then add in that Anthony Slater on Steiny and Goo a short time ago said this is what? Financially motivated. Financially motivated. Sure. Jonathan Kuminga is closing in on the end of the rookie deal, and he needs to show the world that he's about that life and that he can get that Jordan Poole money. That's what he's trying to show.
That Tyler Hero money.
So is it possible? Again, a little speculation sensation here, but is it possible that Jonathan is frustrated, but mark my tone, he's frustrated. Yeah, I'm frustrated. And then after the game, the bigger issues, the ones that have been thread through many games and many months, come up with his representatives, and they're the ones who are like, "No, man, listen to me right now.
We need to eat.
This is not okay, what's happening to you inside the walls of Chase.
You're getting screwed.
It is not okay, and we need to do something about it." And a 21-year-old from another nation gets to a point where he's going to nod his head. Sure. So I don't know this, but this is not, like for all of us fans who are yelling and screaming today, this is about the final score and a basketball game. I don't think it is for Jonathan and his representatives.
Of course not.
I think it's about all kinds of other stuff.
Of course it is. And that's real talk. And that's the real world of being Jonathan Kuminga, because if he was playing on another team, a team that believed in him, a team that had faith in him, and he was allowed to play the minutes that he feels like he should play, and other guys in his draft class are playing, his numbers would be better, and his contract would be bigger when his contract gets offered at the end of this year, because he's got a 4-year deal, and at the end of the 3 years, you get a chance to get an extension. And he saw his own teammate, Jordan Poole, play a 3rd year and take that 3rd-year leap. All we talk about is that 3rd-year leap. And Kuminga feels like he's making that leap, and in the middle of that leap, he's being yanked down by the coaching staff, and he's not being allowed to fully make that leap. And what happened with Jordan Poole? He got that huge contract, and then he got himself out of here. Mm-hmm. He got into a place where now he can eat. He can let his wings spread, and he can fly away.
Yeah, 10-72. Woo!
Is that, yeah? I mean, that's
probably about what they're going to end up.
They probably win 16 or 17.
Okay, fine. It was easy math.
Whatever. He's going to get to play 33 minutes a night, though.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't begrudge anyone for that. I'm no fan of Jordan Poole. You know that.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't even say it that way. I'm no fan of the way that whole thing kind of ended up.
You're no fan of Jordan Poole. It's okay to say that.
Well, that sounds personal.
The way he plays basketball, you don't like the way he plays basketball.
I am not a fan of his brand of basketball. Yes.
You don't think that he's a very good basketball player.
I think he's a very talented basketball player. I don't think he's the headiest of players.
Right.
I don't, you know what I mean? And I think that's part of what we're all talking about here.
Yes. You think that being
who plays within a team system that is successful. You could be a great player for all kinds of years in the NBA, and the list is long. Crazy talented players who were never really on an effective team. And is that because of what's around them or coaching, or are they just not signing up for a successful system? Now, this guy's come really close, but the headliner of that group right now is James Harden. He is the system. Well, does it work?
It hasn't.
He never won.
No, he's been to an NBA Finals.
Yeah, he's been to a
as
finals
a sixth man.
As a sixth man. He should have been to another one, but everything fell apart.
Yep.
Partially because he missed a bunch of shots. Yeah, made a bunch of money, came real close, but what's he got to show for it?
Yeah.
An MVP? Okay.
3 of the bottom 15 in the league in field goal percentage are Poole, Thompson, and Wiggins.
Oof.
All 3 in the bottom 15.
Jeez.
Yeah. Wiggins at 42.9, Clay's at 42.3, and JP, hey, this is Jordan Poole, 41.1. Yeah. Yeah.
He's last?
No. Last is Spencer Dinwiddie at 38.8.
Come on, Spencer. Button it up.
You don't know Jordan Poole.
I missed that.
We do
Yeah,
a little
Priest.
bit. Anyway, you know who's on the line?
BPA?
Nope.
Oh, boy.
Sister Agnes.
I love the sister.
We all do.
Need a little bit of that good piousness from the sister.
Sister in Charlotte. Hey, Sister Agnes, what are you doing?
Hey, Happy New Year, Willard and Dibs.
Yeah.
Amen, Sister
Say it
Agnes.
loud and call us again next week and say Happy New Year too, okay?
All right, I will.
You got 2 days, Sister Agnes, and I'll turn on you, but go ahead.
First of all, it's not time to panic, Dub Nation. We've had no business being in some of these games with our top 2 defensive stars out. So Steve Kerr has been managing not only the team, but he's managing egos. There's obviously going to be a trade in 4 weeks. We've got to be patient, but we also have to understand that when Draymond comes back and Gary comes in, there's going to be that period of connectedness that's needed. I think Steve Kerr has done yeoman's work. And the reason Looney's playing, in my opinion, is because he's a consummate professional. He doesn't have the ego problem. Probably the Wiggins and Kuminga can't play together because one of them is going to be traded. That's my take. And then that's another management problem.
Yeah, sister,
Man,
who do you said it's obviously going to be a trade. Who do you think's not going to be on the Warriors in 5 weeks?
Well, Willard, you know how I feel about Kuminga. I think he's a road runner like Poole was, and he hasn't had the formation of coming up in a college team and that kind of thing. He's just fast. And you know what? He lost his man probably 5 times. It didn't always hurt, but Curry was very frustrated with his support on defense. He's just not mature, and Kerr knows that. Kerr's been proving right because of this release today. I mean, the guy's overrated in his mind.
Sister Agnes, as always, bringing the heat. Thank you, Sister Agnes. What do you think about that? Jonathan Kuminga's overrated in his mind.
Well, I don't think that I agree with the sister.
Okay.
And, she was certainly absolving Steve Kerr, and saying that he's done yeoman's work. And I think that Steve has had a bit of a bad year. And it's reflective on your win-loss record. It's also reflective over mistakes that are made in the rotation. And it's easy to say when you lose games, but they're losing games. And I don't see a great deal of adjustments being made. And I don't know if it's fair to say that Jonathan Kuminga has a greater sense of who he is or who he should be. I mean, these comments that come out through his camp, that's reflective of that belief, but I don't know if I necessarily believe that.
I'll tell you this. I never dislike it when a player has full belief in him or herself. I think that's great, and it's quite frankly a necessity. So if Jonathan Kuminga thinks he's the next GOAT, great. Awesome. Like, my goodness. What an awful thing in life to not want others to believe in themselves. So that's great. I have no issue with that. And to play at this level and to play at a high level, even within this highest of levels, it takes a ton. So there's no issue with what he thinks. However, the idea of Steve Kerr having, quote, a bad year, I just think if Jonathan Kuminga is making the wrong decision in the fourth quarter, if Andrew Wiggins is a complete crapshoot, if Klay Thompson's shot is on or off, if Draymond Green is available or not, all of these things have got to be acknowledged. They've got to be acknowledged. I don't know if he's done yeoman's work. He has not done the team dirty like many of you think he has. I will say that.